Hi everyone, my name is Hernan Rodriguez. I'm a Los Angeles-based celebrity and portrait photographer. And today we're working in a natural light studio. And the objective of the day is to be able to create high fashion looks with very simple approaches. For this first look, we use a mix of artificial light and natural light. So by setting our subject on a window, we picked up a lot of that ambient harsh light, but we also had to mimic that quality of light. So by bringing our continuous light at full power, we decided to go with a modifier that's very focused, and it's a simple reflector that comes, with our light, directional to our subject, created those nice contrasts, hard shadows, and it gave us the balance we needed. Okay, one of the best options that we have, or I personally like, is the Kelvin control on our continuous light. We were able to use in the studio 4400 Kelvin. And the reason why I went with that is that we're in open shade and the light gets a little cooler. But not only that, we're able to also give us that editorial, cooler look that we get. You see sometimes in Prada ads or Dolce & Gabbana. It allows us to bring it just a little bit edgier. And that's what I look for in my personal work. After our first natural light setup, which was that focused reflector light, for my taste, I wanted to open up the ambient a little bit to match the outdoor lighting scenario we had. So I brought in a deep silver umbrella and also full power, but by bringing a light about 3 feet off my subject, I was able to just open up the ambient and match that outdoor light that we had. The battery grip for me was a must-have, and it's a great option we have because, I shoot in a very loose style and I'm always moving left and right and I'm always modifying my light or adjusting. So I sometimes, have my assistant hold the light. So by having that accessibility on a grip, battery powered, I'm able to follow the model, and as she's moving left and right, we completely, focus that light on her face. Yeah, in this second setup, what we were trying to do is cancel out that ambient light, which the contrast was sometimes a little too harsh because we're in California, high noon. By simply putting on a black V-flat, it changes the whole dynamic of the shot. We pretty much kept the same focus light, that brightness we've been shooting throughout the day to give us that editorial fashion look. But we also brought in the fill. We brought in a white V-flat. So it gives us so many options because we could use it with ambient light, or we could actually cancel out the ambient light and just make it a studio. And the beauty of the Cobb is that it's powerful enough to give us that continuous, constant fashion light. And that's what I'm looking for in editorial fashion. This setup, actually, we decided to go with the second light. We started with a strip light, and it has the silver baffle. And you got to consider also the encasing of a modifier, because white gives you that softer light. And I go after that contrasty light, so the silver baffle on the strip gave us that punch we needed. But we also brought in another Cobb right behind her, rimming off some of her hair light separation. And that gave us a little bit more of that contrast that we were looking for. It also, since we were trying to create a high fidelity, 1940 vintage fashion style, she had a cigarette and we were able to get some of that reflection or some of the smoke. And it's only done by putting a dark background and putting a rim light behind a subject. So, we were able to get maybe 2 to 3 looks just with those 2 lights. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. If you want to see more educational content, please subscribe to our channel.